Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Liska Herlis Oktavianti. I'm a student at Indra Prasta PGRI University, Jakarta. To fulfill the requirement of academic speaking for scientific purpose, I will give a presentation about happiness in learning. Now, I want to explain about the outline. Number one, why we often miss the emotional side. Number two, the science behind happy learning. Number three, positive emotion drive academic success. Number four, the danger of negative emotion. Number five, creating happiness, the teacher's role. Number six, motivation and self-efficacy, the power of I can. Number seven, 5 powerful strategies for educators. Number 8, when this practice become culture. Number 9, a happy learner is a successful learner. Now, we go to why we often miss the emotional side. In the teaching and learning, we usually talk a lot about methods, technique, and academic skill. But there's one important part we often forget, that is emotion. We focus so much on what and how students learn, but rarely on how they feel when they are learning. In fact, emotions are not just a nice addition. They actually shape how the brain learns. When students feel happy, motivated, and support, learning becomes smoother. Memory works better, and performance naturally improves. So today, I want to emphasize that happiness in education is not a luxury, but is truly necessity. We can see the science behind happy learning. Let's look the science behind it. When we feel happy, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin. This is the feel good. Chemicals can improve focus and help memory formation. Happiness also improves attention, creativity, and problem-solving skill. When students feel positive emotion like joy or curiosity, their brain works more effectively than when they feel stressed or afraid. So, this is not just motivation. It is a neuroscience in action. Now we go to positive emotion drive academic success. When students feel happy, they can increase focus and attention, better task persistence, faster recovery after mistake, higher participation, and deeper engagement with material. In short, when students feel happy, they learn better, both emotionally and academically. Positive emotion don't only make learning fun, but make it more effective. So, what is the danger of negative emotion? The first in anxiety redirect attention, stress block learning, and fear limit growth. On the other hand, negative emotion can really block learning. For example, anxiety makes students focus on fear instead of understanding the lesson. Stress weakens memory and stop the brain from forming new connections. And fear makes students avoid challenge because they don't want to fail. That's why creating an emotionally safe environment is so important. Without it, learning simply cannot grow. So, how to creating happiness? This is the teacher's role. Teacher plays a major role in building happiness in learning. We can start with building supportive relationship, and then use interactive methods, and then prize effort, not just result. When students feel valued and respected, they open up more the learning. We can also use interactive methods like games, storytelling, and group projects to make lesson more engaging. And don't forget to prize effort, not only result. When we appreciate students' progress, they feel motivated to keep trying, even when it's hard. So, go to the motivation and self-efficacy, the power of I can. Happiness will self-efficacy, the belief that I can do it. When students feel support and capable, they see challenge as opportunities instead the problem. They develop intrinsic motivation, meaning they learn because it feels rewarding, not because of grades or pressure. This inner drive creates lifelong learners, not just good students. And now we go to 5 powerful strategies for educators. The first is positive communication. The second is interactive learners. The third is constructive feedback. The fourth is mindfulness and reflection. And the last is balanced rigor with care. The first is positive communication. Always acknowledge students' effort, not just their achievement. The second is interactive learning. Include discussion, debate, and group work to keep learning lively. And the third is constructive feedback. Start with what students did well before giving suggestions for improvement. The fourth is mindfulness and reflection. Help students manage stress and understanding their emotion. And the last is balance rigor with care. Challenge students, but also make them feel safe and support. Now we go to the when this practice becomes culture. When we apply this practice consistently, they slowly become part of the school culture. Then we all see the first is better learning, and then higher motivation, and then lasting success and greater resilience. Happy learners not just perform better, they develop confidence and curiosity that stay with them forever. In the better learning, students retain more, understand deeper, and think more critically when emotional engaged. Higher motivation, intrinsic motivation, flourish that students feel support and value for their individual growth. Lasting success, students who experience joyful learning develop habits of curiosity and confidence they carry through life. And happy learners view setbacks as temporary challenge to overcome, not permanent failures. And the last, we go to the happy learner is a successful learners. As the educators, we should remember that education is not only about transferring knowledge, but also about building positive experience that nurture and mind and heart. As the saying goes, a happy learner is a successful learner. So, as the educator, let's make learning not only effective, but also joyful. Maybe enough for me. Thank you for your attention. Apologize for any mistake. And the last I say you, wassalam, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.